All right, we're back in it. Second episode of the new year. And just like last week's episode, it's going to be pretty football-oriented. There's a lot of football going on, a lot of great games over this past weekend. There's really nothing like playoff football. I think, like playoff basketball is good. I like that. I definitely pay way more attention to basketball when, it's about to be the finals. They're in the playoffs, everything like that. But nothing really beats sitting down and watching some playoff football. Just knowing that one team's going to get eliminated and have to go home, and there's nothing really like it. Now, it's usually a little more entertaining when one of your favorite teams is in the playoffs. This is the first time in a long time where I've not got to watch the Packers in the playoffs. It's pretty disappointing. But what can you do?
What can you do? It's the changing of the guard. So last week when we talked about this, we talked about fucking the Jaguars and how I thought the Jaguars were going to win. And they did. They fucking did. I did also. I had my money on the fucking Vikings. They fucked in my parlay pretty good. But
yeah. So last week we did. We gave predictions for all of the games that occurred this past weekend, and we did well. We don't know how the Buccaneers Dallas game is going to go. I think we both agreed that Tampa Bay is going to win that one. So we're recording this like right before the game starts, so we have no clue how that game is going to go. The only one we got wrong was that Minnesota New York game.
I don't know how the Jacksonville one. I mean,
yeah. See, that was the other one. I was thinking during that first half that was going to be one of the ones we got wrong. I think everybody was thinking that. I think the Jaguars were thinking that. Down 27 points in the first half. I mean, just not looking good, man. I mean, they played like complete shit in the first half. I mean, Trevor Lawrence had 4 picks, and their offense was just not rolling. I think they scored there towards the end of the second quarter. I think they did finally put up some points, but they were down
4 minutes left or so.
Yeah, but they were down 27-0 at one point. I mean, I think I saw something. It was like the third biggest playoff comeback in NFL. I might be wrong about that, but it's one of the big ones. It's pretty impressive too, I will say. I mean, I feel like you got to give it to the Jaguars, not just for that win, but like for the whole season. Because I know earlier this season, I wasn't real optimistic about Trevor Lawrence and how well he was going to do in the NFL. Already having some experience under his belt, not looking so hot. I didn't have a lot of faith that they would pull it together, and it looked like my assumption would be correct for the first half of their season. I mean, they looked horrible. Like in the first however many games of the season, they did not look good. But they kind of got their shit together there towards the end. They were able to win enough games to make the 4 seed. They're playing the Chargers, which, I mean, if you look at the AFC side of the bracket, I mean, those are definitely the 2 worst teams that are on that side right now. So, you really could not have picked a better playoff opponent for Jacksonville than the Chargers. I mean, there's no chance the Jaguars are. I mean, they have to play Kansas City next. I don't think there's any chance in hell they beat them. They also wouldn't beat like Buffalo or Cincinnati. So, them drawing the Chargers was, worked out in their favor ultimately. But boy, it did not look like it was going to go their way in that first half.
Shit,
you really have to give it to them. I mean, and I think you said, we were talking a couple days ago or whatever it was, and you said that, like next season, the Jaguars are really going to have their shit together. I think so. You're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think, like they had Urban Meyer for a minute, and he was a problem for a whole number of reasons that we don't have to get into. So he kind of fucked up that shit, and then this season starts off bad. They get it together. I think next season, we could be looking at a Jacksonville team that's top. I mean, they're number 4 in seeding right now, and Of course, Baltimore and Miami have had to deal with injury issues and everything like that. But I think next year, again, you're looking at Jacksonville being a top 5 seed in the AFC side of the bracket. I think, they look good. When they finally got their stuff together, they look good against the Chargers there in that second half, and I think they'll look pretty good next season. I think if you're a Jaguars fan, this is probably the most excited you've been about your franchise maybe ever.
You said the Dolphins and the fucking Ravens are in their division?
Yeah, they're in the same conference, yeah.
Same conference, yeah. Both those teams might go through a fucking quarterback change. I don't know. The Dolphins probably not, but they Tua is as shaky as they come. Coming out of college, I thought Tua was going to just have fucking bones of glass. It turns out that it's actually his fucking his skull that
his
is
cranium
the fucking problem. His cranium's not fucking good. He needs to do like some shrugs or something so he can build a strong fucking neck and be able to take some headshots, But
dude, and boy, does he take some
he's
headshots.
A liability.
Like, dude, he gets like when he gets sacked, when people come at him, they really come at him, man. I've seen some videos of just highlights of him getting sacked, and they really throw his ass on the ground when they hit him. Like we've seen it this past season. He gets beat up out there just as much as fucking anyone does. It's not good. It definitely sucks because I think that the Miami team's got a lot of talent. I think if Tua was fully healthy, they would have done better than the 7 seed, and they would have been more competitive against Buffalo. Not that they weren't competitive; they definitely were. Both of those games,
when he's healthy, he's like a top 5 performing quarterback. When he's complete, it's how he was all year, anyways. Because he was surrounded by fucking great talent.
Yeah,
when you're
throwing the ball, when you're throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, like you're gonna have some success. Those are 2 dudes you want on your team. 2 guys that can just go along and dust everybody. I think you're right. I know at one point in the season they were undefeated in games that Tua started. Do you know if they ended the season that way? I'm not sure. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't.
I fucking couldn't tell you. I'm not a big Miami fan. I just had Tua on my fantasy team, so
that's funny. But speaking of Tua, both the other AFC games that were played over this past weekend, the Cincinnati-Baltimore game and the Buffalo-Miami game. I don't know that anyone thought either of those 2 games were going to be as close as they were. Buffalo won by a field goal, and they won by 3 points, and then
Cincy by a fucking touchdown.
One touchdown, just a single score.
And like a fucking bullshit touchdown, too. Like Lamar doesn't make that mistake. Huntley or whatever the fuck is it, Tyler or whatever? I don't know which one it is. Good for him for keeping him in there, but it's just like a lesson learned. Don't fucking just fucking jump up in the air like you're fucking like a dumbass and stick the ball over. Like, these are professionals. Yeah. They will knock. This is not like 1990s college football. This is like you're not playing Madden, dude. Just fucking.
Yeah, that is kind of what I like about what the Ravens have going on. Like, they do remind you of like an old school college team, just out there fucking running the ball, But no, you are right. You definitely don't jump over the middle like that, extend the ball like that.
Do you think it's a fucking movie? Like, what are you fucking thinking, dude? Like, it wasn't 4th down, was it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not even sure.
I don't think I watched that exact play. I was fucking in and out of that one. But I don't know. I remember I watched all of it after that, and nothing really happened. But yeah, no, it was fucking
pretty big mistake to make.
98 or so yards. I think that, I don't know. According to the announcer, he said Cincinnati kid. It'd be really cool if the dude who had that return was from Cincinnati. That'd be fucking like legendary.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting game. And it was definitely mistakes on the Ravens side that, ultimately ended up costing them the game. But if you had said before that game started that the Bengals were only going to win by one touchdown, I think people probably would have looked at you like you were kind of crazy. And same thing with the Dolphins game. I mean, I said it before, like after the first game of the season, which was the Bills and the Rams. The Bills looked tremendous. I mean, they looked great. I mean, they played perfect football that night. I was like, the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. I said that way back. And they do have a good team. They do. They have, Josh Allen is, Josh Allen. He could really sling that football. They're a high-powered offense when they really get rolling. I would have never guessed that they would only beat Miami by a field goal. Miami being led by Skylar Thompson, of course.
Fuck yeah, Skylar Thompson, the fucking GOAT. A legend. A legend in the making.
Dude, he's awesome, man. I mean, he had to feel pretty good about, he threw 2 picks. And obviously they lost the game, but they didn't lose it by much. And he's not ever going to get the opportunity to play in the playoffs again. So I do hope he enjoyed it while he can.
Dude, he was less than impressive, but no one was expecting anything. I don't know. If you fucking gave him a score A to F, he scored like a C. And I think everybody C was the fucking high end for him. He did about as good as you would have expected. About as good as you could have hoped he would do. You can't ask him to do a lot more than he did, other than just be better.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the thing, too. There's nobody had any expectation that Skylar Thompson would be good, and he wasn't. But that nobody expected him to be, and he definitely did better. Like you said, he did about a C, and that is his ceiling, I think. He played to the best of his ability, given the circumstances, everything like that. He did as good, I think, as he could have against the Bills. And, they didn't come up short by much, man, just 3 points. Now, you look at that whole AFC side of the bracket. And we know, the only game that's left to play is Buccaneers and Dallas. So, we know what the matchups in the AFC are going to be. It's going to be Kansas City versus Jacksonville and Cincinnati versus Buffalo. And so no, of course, if Buffalo and Kansas City win, then they will play at a neutral location, but we got to avoid that for this divisional round. I would have been really concerned for, I don't expect Jacksonville to beat Kansas City. I just don't. They've had a great latter half of the season. It's been a fun ride to be on, I imagine, if you're a Jacksonville fan. But your stop is coming up shortly. You're going to have to get off.
You're probably. I hope Jacksonville fans listen to this and fucking hear you say that and shit on you on the internet, and they win and they just fucking destroy you.
I don't think I'm going to have to worry about that happening. I just don't see it. Don't die over there.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is my fucking, I'm hitting that little Delta 8 pen. That shit. 2018 Farm Bill is going to give people a lot of cancer in the fucking, in 20 years from now.
Now, see,
smoking all these
prediction. We're not just giving out NFL predictions over here.
No. Shit.
But yeah, I'm definitely taking Kansas City over Jacksonville. I just don't. I don't know. I just don't see Jacksonville winning.
Dude, if they win, it's going to be fucking that. No one sees that shit happen. If that happens, it would be like a fucking. We've seen giant upsets. Kansas City can be beat, but it's usually by themselves. They usually fucking just fuck up on their own. But
yeah,
Jacksonville, dude, they're fucking. Who knows? He threw 4 picks in one half, turns around, throws 4 fucking, or either 3 or 4 touchdowns. It was 4. and then they rushed another one. Did he rush one in? I don't know. Whatever the fuck it was good.
It was. It's so funny too. I remember talking to you like while that game was going on, and I didn't think they were going to complete the comeback. You know, I
fucking told you. I said, God damn it, they're going to fucking do it. Watch it.
Yeah. Well, I remember specifically saying that Trevor Lawrence is more likely to throw 4 more picks than he is 4 touchdowns, and
I knew I should have fucking thrown a fucking bet on it right there at like halftime. We were talking about it because you were like, "Oh yeah," I was like, Jacksonville just scored, and you're like, "Yeah, they're not going to come back though."
Look, that's that's one of the things about having a podcast and putting your opinions out on the internet. Sometimes you're wrong, and they're just recorded forever.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that shit's so funny.
I mean, whatever. That one was not recorded before now, but it will be. I mean, it just is. I mean, I don't know. I had just seen him, shit the bed in the first half. I just didn't really have a lot of faith in him. But I mean, hats off to him. I did predict them to win that game. I didn't really think it would be in that fashion, but and I mean, look, Jaguars fans have been through a lot over the past, pretty much since however long the Jaguars have existed as a franchise. They've been through a lot. They've had terrible seasons. I've seen they had a season. I don't know. It's probably close to a decade ago now, but like they won like 2 games in the season. Like they used to be like the worst team in the league.
They've only existed since like what 2000 something.
Yeah, it's not been very long. I couldn't.
And it's been terrible the whole time. It has never been good.
yeah, pretty much the whole time. And look, hey, they won a playoff game, so. Hats off to them. But
this is the most. If you're a Jags fan, this is the most optimism you've ever had about fucking the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like you have Trevor Lawrence, you have a franchise guy, you have they put some weapons around him. It's not the best weapons ever yet, but like, I mean, people are gonna want to play there. If it's fucking Jacksonville, tax-free state or not tax-free, no income tax in Florida. You're in Jacksonville. It's a nice place to go. I don't know. Brady went to Tampa Bay and of course people instantly are like, yeah, let me go fucking play there. I don't know how many people went there when he went there. I know like Gronk and there was at least 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, it's Florida, man. There's a bunch of people moving to Florida. I get it. I understand. It's a good state, good governor. No future income president. Tax. Why wouldn't you want to be there? Yeah, future president. So I don't. Yeah, I think we're both probably in agreement there. I mean, the Chiefs are they're gonna win that game, but Cincinnati and Buffalo, I think, is a little more interesting. Now, if it was either of those two that had to play the Chiefs this upcoming weekend, I'd be pretty concerned if I were them. But they're playing each other. They both just had pretty disappointing performances against 2 teams they should have rolled over. And now they're playing each other. They're going to be playing in Buffalo because Buffalo's the number 2 seed. Cincinnati's the number 3. Who wins that game? I think I know who you're going to say, and you probably think it'll be Cincinnati. I'm probably going to go the other way and take Buffalo.
I don't think fucking Buffalo's defense is just not it. Damn, this shit is fucking. I got to mute myself here in a second to stop fucking up the podcast. But I mean, fucking Buffalo's defense just sucks ass. Cincinnati's just fucking like they just didn't have it together last night. They should have fucking ran away with that one. But, like, you can say at least their defense is pretty fucking solid. If their offense can't score there, they'll lose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Their defense is all right, but they still, they still only won that game by a score against Tyler Huntley, who, again, hats off to these guys stepping up in the playoffs, but Tyler Huntley's not a dude you should be barely beating. Not that Skylar Thompson is. I'm just saying, like, I think I think Cincinnati and Buffalo both. Whoever wins that game needs to have a good performance to convince people that they're going to be competitive against Kansas City. If they both go out there and have performances like they did this past weekend, I don't even know that it matters who wins because they're going to lose against Kansas City. Like both of them have to play much better football to advance.
Or Jacksonville. Or fucking Jacksonville, goddamn.
Or Jacksonville, sure.
Don't count them out. Fucking,
I will. No, I'm not going to count them out. I feel like you can't after the Chargers game. I mean, they came back from being down 27. I don't really know that you can count them out of anything.
I mean, no, it's just like down 27 is fucking. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. To be able to put together, I don't know. Well, it's not like the Chargers offense. I can see, the fucking Chargers defense shit in the bed, but it's not like the Chargers offense is bad. Fucking
no.
It's just like they just didn't come to play. That second half.
Yeah, they went home that second half. They disappeared. They just vanished into thin air. Yeah, I don't know. I will hedge my bets a little. I'll just say I bet way back first game of the season that Buffalo was going to make the Super Bowl, and I'm going to pick Buffalo over Cincinnati mostly for that reason. Mostly. I do think they'll win. I think it'll be a competitive, close game, but I did say it way early in the football season, so I'll stick with it. I'll roll with Buffalo. Why not? We haven't touched the NFC at all, but we don't know how one of those games is going to end. It's actually about to kick off here in a few minutes. But I think other than Jacksonville, obviously, stole the show this past weekend with their comeback performance. But I will say I was very impressed with the Giants and their win over the Vikings.
Daniel Jones is the fucking
Danny Dimes, baby. Oh man, dude, he's awesome. He's a lot of fun to watch too. I mean, I just he is someone that I do like watching. I wouldn't say he's one of my favorite guys to watch play, but I've always thought that he could just if he just put some pieces together, he could be a pretty competent quarterback in the league. And I will say too that we might have picked the Vikings to win this game. But if you had asked me before our last podcast, which of my predictions I was less certain about, the least certain about, I would have picked the Giants-Vikings one. I think we've talked about it before. We've definitely talked about it before. I think on the podcast too. But there was that chart that went around about the Vikings point differential and how they weren't really putting up the numbers that
dude, they're last in points in the first three quarters, and they're first in points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is a crazy stat, and I definitely, it is an upset. It's definitely an upset, but it's not the craziest outcome ever. I don't know. It's just not. It's not that mind blowing that the Giants won. It's not the craziest thing ever, but hats off to them because they did. And it was a good game. Daniel Jones had over 300 yards, a couple TDs. He was the leading rusher on his team. He was out there getting his steps in, getting the legs working. I love it, man. I love it. Giants fans also, they've had some good years in the past and everything like that, but they've been struggling here these past couple of years, pretty much ever since Eli left, and even a couple seasons before Eli left, they were still not doing so hot.
They're
I feel like
now, though.
They're good now. I think they're kind of starting to get their shit together, and hell, they made the playoffs, and now they're about to go to the divisional round. They made it out of a wild card game that not a lot of people thought they would win.
Wait, who was their quarterback after Eli, but before Daniel Jones?
That I don't know.
Or was it just Daniel Jones?
It might have just been Daniel Jones. I'm not sure.
Because they've believed in him for some years now. It's good, and they've just re-signed him to another deal. That's good. People, dude, fucking. What I love is that Baker Mayfield just shit on him the day he got drafted. Like, why the fuck would you waste a pick on this guy? He sucks. He's from a small school. And now look who the fuck's doing what, you know?
Yeah, no, that's true, man. That is true. Yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield ain't in the – he's not in the divisional round of the playoffs right now, I'll tell you that much. No, I mean, it's cool. I like it. I like it, man. I'm glad the Giants won that game. Also, I'm a Packers fan, so Vikings are in our division. I wasn't super disappointed to see them lose. Fuck the Vikings. Yeah,
they've been overrated all year. They've barely been getting it done. I mean, that's fine, but like, if you're a Vikings fan, like, I know how, like, I saw somebody talking about, like, oh, we should be happy because Kirk Cousins improved so much this year. He's really taken, going the right direction. And it's like, dude, Kirk Cousins is old. He's only going to get worse. Fucking, also, like, I'm on the podcast. I'm a disgusting fucking pig. Fucking, goddamn. I do that shit around my woman sometimes, and it's goddamn. I'll be like, oh, fuck. I forgot you were over here.
Yeah. I forgot you existed.
Fuck. Yeah. Shit. Nah, fuck it. I didn't forget. I was going to say, oh, yeah. The Vikings fans can tell themselves they have something to look forward to next year, but they don't. They don't. It's only going to get worse. Like, it's only going to get worse. No one on your team also wants to be there. If fucking Thielen's gone, or he's going to be gone. Not that he's worth a fuck anyways. Dude, do you know they were scheduled to pay him $19 fucking million?
Damn, $19 million, huh?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for somebody who fucking gets you 700 yards a season.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Dude, I think Justin Jefferson is like carrying the Minnesota franchise on his back. He's like, they've got fucking one of, if not the best receiver in the game right now on their team. So they're like, of course they feel confident. They feel like the Vikings could take down anyone because they have somebody like Justin Jefferson that they can believe in. But it takes more than one receiver to make it deep in the playoffs. And I feel like the Vikings learned that the hard way this past weekend. Now, I will say that even though we don't know who the winner of tonight's game is going to be, we do know that the Giants are going to play the Eagles this upcoming weekend. So just like Jacksonville, the Giants have had a good run. It's been a lot of fun, but it's going to come to an end this weekend.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree because, like, Jacksonville is one thing. But, like, Daniel Jones has been playing for some time. He's a little bit fucking more experienced. Is he more experienced than Trevor Lawrence, or were they drafted the same year? I know they were. No. He's got like at least a year on him. But, like, I don't know. I mean, that's not that much. He's still a young quarterback. But, like, Jalen Hurts is also a young fucking quarterback. He's in his second year. So, I mean, fucking Daniel Jones has experience on him even. This is so many young quarterbacks that, like, have taken over the league now. It's awesome. But, fucking, yeah, they're all like my age or younger. Actually, most are younger now that I think about it. That sucks. Fucking, dude, I'm so unaccomplished in life. What the fuck?
You're on the Bonfire Briefing Podcast, so it's not that bad.
That's true.
It could be worse.
It could be worse. It could be worse.
Damn! You gonna take you gonna take the Giants over the Eagles, man?
I'm not gonna take him over the Eagles. I'm just not gonna. I will in one of my parlays I put together. But like, I fucking the Eagles have been just dominating all fucking year, and what's his name? Jalen Hurts hadn't been playing the past 2 weeks, and they've been losing. And I know all their starters have been out, but like, there's pros and cons to not playing. Like, you do kind of lose. Like, I guess you can keep on practicing and shit, but like, there's no way you're going to have that same momentum you had when you were winning week in and week out, So you kind of, you might have to reset a little bit. But I'm sure they'll be fine. But like, I'm sure, I think it'll be really close. I think the Giants will keep it close. And they could pull it off.
Yeah, I don't think that's like the Giants beating Minnesota was not like the craziest thing ever. Them beating the Eagles would be crazier. But it's still not it wouldn't be like, it would be a hell of an upset, but it wouldn't be like the most unbelievable thing ever. Do you think it's more likely the Giants beat the Eagles or that Jacksonville beats the Chiefs?
I
don't think either of those things will happen, but
I'd say Jacksonville Chiefs because I think the Chiefs are better than the Eagles. I think so. It's like I don't see the Eagles beating the Chiefs. I think Mahomes has been here. He's been doing the fucking thing. Jalen Hurts is good, but like so we were talking about this the other day, not on the podcast, but I would say some people are just straight up fucking system quarterbacks. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is a system quarterback, but he is though. You have to build your shit around him. Patrick Mahomes would thrive in any fucking situation. He's a fucking beast. I mean, unless it was like only like option running offense, he couldn't do that. Maybe, but like not that great. But no, he's just different. I think they're just different as a team. I don't know. The Eagles are good. They're dominating. They're fucking everybody up this year. But I don't know. Have they played this year? They might have already played. I just wasn't paying attention.
Wait, the Eagles and the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Or the Eagles and
Eagles Chiefs.
I don't know that they have or not.
I don't know.
I do know. I will say I fucking noticed this. Just I just Googled it and it popped up. The Eagles played the Giants last month and beat them 48-22. So it's not looking great for the Giants. I will say. I didn't know that they played that not that long ago, but I don't know. It'll be tough for either team. I mean,
that's fair.
You're looking at two of the best teams in the league, so it's going to be tough for either of those underdog teams to come out ahead. The last game on the NFC side was San Francisco beating Seattle, which I just don't really think is that big of a surprise. I don't know.
How close was that one? No, San Francisco ran away with it, didn't they?
It was 41-23, so it could have been worse, but it wasn't great. Not great.
Damn.
Brock Purdy is that dude.
Brock Purdy. So there's one pass he threw that like everybody was talking about. It was posted on all the major fucking sports, football shits. And then, like, very quickly, there was a lot of backlash. He threw a ball on the sidelines, and a guy was running a streak. Safety was coming over. And he had beat the corner, and he put the ball kind of like more towards the center of the field a little bit, but rather than back shoulder the receiver. And they were like, "Oh, look at this Brock Purdy throw!" Dude almost fucking killed his receiver. Like his receiver bailed him out of that shit throw. But not that it wasn't the worst throw ever, because if it was, it would have been picked off. But like, it was not a great throw. But either way, he fucking still got it done. I mean, you got a good team around the dude. I think you could put any quarterback on San Francisco though, and they would probably be all right.
They'd probably be all right, but I don't know that they would be doing as good as Brock Purdy has been doing.
No, he's good. He's definitely good. Don't let me fucking say he's not.
Yeah, I think he's legit. I don't think he's like. I mean, you wouldn't. Nobody would. I don't. Why? I'm not going to say nobody because people definitely would. But like, you wouldn't put him in like a top 10 quarterback list right now. Like active quarterbacks, like he's not. You know what I mean? Like there are 10 quarterbacks that you would pick for your team before you'd pick Brock Purdy. But, he's been playing pretty well. They haven't lost a game with him in, against the Seahawks. First playoff game for him. He had, 332 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's getting it done out there for him. He really is. And like you said, he is surrounded by a good team. That definitely does help. But, man, he just continues to get the job done. Everybody that they throw the 49ers way just crumbles.
And they have been for weeks now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, man. Brock Purdy is he is building a resume to be a starting quarterback next season. Now, whether that'll be with the 49ers or not, I don't know. But he is making the case that he needs to be a starter rather than what he started the season as, a third string Mr. Irrelevant backup.
I hope he gets a chance. I don't know, though. I mean, if he's going to get a chance, it's probably going to be with the 49ers. But they got old Jimmy G. Is he coming back, or is he? He's expensive. I don't think they'd hate trading him off.
Yeah, but I don't know if you'd have to find somebody to take him. He is expensive. You got to find somebody to, I don't know, want to deal with that big ass contract. I'm just, I think you're right. I mean, it would make the most sense for him to start in San Francisco, but do they start the guy if Jimmy Garoppolo comes back? I don't know. Those are all decisions
Wait, they also got Trey Lance, though. I say they're moving on from Jimmy G anyways. I think Trey Lance is going to battle it out with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy wins. Trey Lance gets traded off in a year or two. And they draft another guy. And you get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo because he's fucking expensive, and you were going to get rid of him anyways. I think you do that if Brock Purdy wins out. Who are they playing next? Is that determined tonight?
Yes. Yeah, we don't know who they're... Yeah, the Giants are definitely playing the Eagles. The 49ers will play the Buccaneers or Dallas, whoever wins.
Either one of those would be tough. Either one of those are a team that, he already beat Brady once. So, I mean, fucking...
Yeah.
I don't know if he's played Dallas, but, I mean, shit.
I don't know. I will say, I think, just to kind of put the finishing touches on this, give a last prediction for this final game, I'll go ahead and say that I don't really think it matters who wins tonight, whether it's Tampa or Dallas. I think San Francisco beats either one, whoever they play. So
I think that's fair. I think so. I think that's true.
I'll throw that out there. Whoever wins tonight, I think the 49ers beat them this upcoming weekend. So, yeah, Kansas City over the Jags. We're taking different teams on Cincinnati and Buffalo. Got the Eagles over the Giants. 49ers over whoever wins tonight. I think that's solid. I don't think our predictions will fuck up at all.
No, they never do. When's the last time they did?
I can't think of it.
Can't think of it. God damn.
One last thing we could throw in, just that I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about it, but it is one of the biggest fights that's ever been announced. March 4th, Jon Jones, Ciryl Gane, UFC Heavyweight Championship.
Right now. Go ahead.
No, Francis is out. He's done. He's a free agent. He does not have the belt anymore. Undisputed title, March 4th. Jon Jones, Ciryl Gane. It's going to be a big one. Well, I don't know what everybody's got planned on March 4th, but I'd probably tune into that.
Yeah,
clear your schedule, clear your evening.
Pull up.
Don't get too drunk. Don't get too drunk that you pass out before the main event. Just hold off.
God damn.
Got to watch that main event.
Do you know where the fight is?
I do not. I'll pull it up. I think I can pull that up fairly quickly. I'll say this just as I pull it up. I put out a thing, just a tweet. It was really just a response to somebody else's tweet, asking to predict who we think is going to be the champ at the end of this year. And I said that I thought Jon Jones would be the heavyweight champion at the end of the year. And I said that mostly because I knew that Francis and his situation with the UFC was shaky. I thought that him leaving the company was a decent possibility. And I think Jon Jones beats damn near. I think he beats everyone in the maybe not everyone. I won't say everyone just because, but I do think he beats Ciryl Gane. I'd probably pick him to beat Stipe, and I think those are the two best heavyweights after Francis. So I don't know.
I want to see him fight fucking just everybody. I want to see, because I don't know. I've watched UFC for a long time, but I've been really watching since end of 2019 or so. So fucking, I've only seen Jon Jones fight maybe once.
Once.
And like, I had to see it, but I don't know. I want to see him fight whoever the fuck, because he's a skinny bitch, and I mean, it's interesting to see those lighter weight guys fight when everybody else can be maxed out. Like, I don't know. It's the most interesting weight class because like you can have a fucking 40-point weight difference, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 40
And I think
40 pound. Yeah.
I think there would eventually be I mean, it might be a 15, 20-pound difference between Jones and Gane. Maybe. I mean, maybe Jon Jones beefs up. I don't know what Jon Jones weighs right now. I'm just kind of guessing, but it's not impossible that Gane outweighs him by 15, 20 pounds when they actually do fight. And you know, that's not ideal, but I don't think it's the end of the world for Jones. I think he can overcome that. He's going to have he's going to have a 3.5-inch reach advantage. And I think, you know, even if you wanted to say that Gane has better striking, which I think is, you know, I don't know, maybe. That's a fair thing to say. Jones is a way better grappler. So, like, he's got the reach advantage, and he's a very good striker in his own right. So on the feet, I think Jon Jones is going to be able to hold his own. And then if he goes to the ground at all, Ciryl Gane is nothing for him on the ground. So I don't know. It won't be easy for either guy, I think. You know, Jones hasn't fought, and his last fight was February 8th, 2020. So it's been a long time. And I thought he lost that fight, actually. He fought Dominic Reyes for the light heavyweight championship, and I thought he lost that fight. So, you know, we've seen him struggle at light heavyweight before. He's stepping up to heavyweight, first time ever. He's older now. He fought in 2 years. It's not impossible that we watch Jon Jones take his first loss on March 4th. It's not impossible. Not his first loss, but his first legitimate loss, his first non-DQ loss. It's not impossible. Definitely not impossible, but I'm just saying, every time that, you know, you ever bet against Jon Jones, you've lost money, you know, up until this point. And I probably wouldn't do it again in March. Actually, probably going to put a little money on him because he is the underdog right now. So, you know, I like that. I like those odds. I'll take that. But I will go ahead and stand by my prediction that I think Jon Jones, I think he wins the belt this year, and I don't think he loses it by the end of the year. Just while we're throwing out predictions, you know.
Interesting. I mean, does he fight twice this year if he wins the belt? Yes, dude, he's going to fight twice this year.
See, that's another thing. Okay, so he did sign like an 8-fight extension with the UFC, which he's not going to fight 8 more times. This is basically just a guarantee that he never fights anywhere else. There's also a possibility that he doesn't fight one time this year. He might not make it to fight day. It is Jon Jones, you know? Like, this fight might get canceled for a number of reasons, and I can confirm that this fight is in the T-Mobile Arena in Nevada. So,
okay, so it'll be a late one.
It's going to be a late one, and Jon Jones is known for getting into trouble in Las Vegas. So, yeah, there's a possibility that we don't see this fight. I do hope we do. I really do. I like watching Jon Jones fight. I like watching him being active. He's, you know, regardless of what people think about him, and he's done some wild stuff.
It's so crazy. It's like, is he going to completely fuck it up like 3 days before the fight? Like it's like, you know, he's going to be out, like, because like everybody does different shit before they fight, you know, but like, he's going to be being belligerent as fuck, out fucking just out partying and shit, looking for just trouble. And however, the fuck, driving drunk as fuck, beating women, you know, fuck him. That's what he's going to do. So, like, is he going to get caught doing that before the fight? Because he's obviously, he has to do it to fight. You know, it's part of his fucking ritual.
Yeah, he's always done it. Honestly, I think the safest bet you could make with regard to this fight is that it doesn't happen, that Jon Jones fucks up and this fight gets canceled. I think that might be the safest bet possible. I don't know what the line is on that, but it might be the safest bet there is. I don't know. I hope it doesn't happen. I want to see the two fight. I want to see Jon Jones fight more than one time before he hangs him up. I hope I hope we see this fight. And if it does happen, I think it'll be a pretty good one. I mean, we've been waiting for 2 years for Jon Jones to move up to heavyweight, and now he's finally doing it. So hats off to him.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's happening. If it happens, it's good. It's good that it's scheduled to happen. You know.
Yeah, it's good that we do at least have it on paper that fight is happening. It's a big improvement over some of the situations that have happened with Jon Jones. I mean, trying to get that dude inside an octagon is like pulling teeth. It's just hard. But I'm excited. Can't wait for it. We're going to wrap it up here. Kickoff was a little while ago. It's still 0-0 in the Dallas Buccaneers game right now, but we're going to hop off there and see how that one goes. See if our predictions come true.
Yeah,
Peace
thanks
out.
for tuning in.